try to purchase things sometimes to get us over that hump. Because if we don't plan that right, that puts us behind if you're not prepared for that. If you come into that and, your PO is ended and you don't have any money.
Welcome to Facility Maven here on Podbean, a podcast where your questions on facility and cleaning issues are answered by mavens in your field. This podcast is brought to you by FacilityMaven.com, where you can elevate your career with facility and cleaning supplies. Hello, everyone. I'm Dave Thompson. I am the host of your podcast today. And like we always do here, we try to talk about something that's healthy, positive, and proactive. Today, we're talking about facility maintenance. And I've got somebody that's brand new to podcasting, brand new to the show. But Flagler Schools up here in Florida, well, I should say down here in Florida, not up here. It's they're bringing in some other people. So we've been talking to Kenny Siebel about custodial and how he interacts with facility maintenance. But today I've got Mike on the line with me. First of all, Mike, let's make sure that the audience can hear you.
How are we doing today?
Okay, so Mike, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're at, what's going on, and why are people wanting to listen to you today?
All right. Well, we'll see later on if they want to listen, but we'll go on. My name is Mike Metz. I've been with the school district now for right at 19 years. Been in the facilities department the whole time. My background is air conditioning and controls. I started with the district as an air conditioning guy and doing controls and scheduling for the district. Since then, I've became a supervisor, and I'm now over top of the air conditioning department and kind of life safety items, as well as the scheduling of all the air conditioning and things like that throughout with our controls in the district. So we handle anywhere from fire sprinklers to fire extinguishers every year, and as you know, we're getting ready for the summertime. So this becomes for a school district that everybody thinks we kind of lay down during the summer, but we turn into a very active beehive during the summer. We got guys and people and contractors in from top to bottom trying to do all these items that we need to get done in that little 8-week window that's the summer that seems to shrink every year. So we get everybody in. We have contractors trying to take care of our fire extinguishers. Like I said, the kitchen hoods, cleaning all these items that you don't do, that we only have a couple times a year to take care of. So summers and Christmas are usually our two biggest times of the year that we're able to get, I'm gonna call it, outside vendors in to do jobs to help us that, things are scheduled. But also our guys are prepping up. We're, getting our air conditioning units ready for cleaning. We're, over the summer. So when the children come back, we usually like to have everything fresh. So, we have new filters in and, except for our sites that happen to have summer school or anything than that, then we'll do them. We usually typically wait to take care of that stuff till after those classes have ended. And then we try to have it to where it's fresh, when we come back.
So June is what we're getting ready to go to here, after the holiday. I suppose that these have been scheduled way in advance, or are you still scheduling for the summer things?
No, we do schedule way in advance with certain items, and it depends. Some of it ebb and flows with usage of buildings. We definitely have some changes, but yes, some of the items have been set for 6 months that we have coming down the pike. And like I said, that'll be, just certain, like the generator load tests and things like that we try to have done during the summer, things that we need to schedule with our vendors, because we're not the only, our school ends this week. In fact, Friday is our last day of school. So, but we're not the only school district and here in Florida, it gets busy. Everybody, every county is doing the same thing. Right. Is summertime's hitting. We're all preparing for getting that ready to go. And not only that, our fiscal years are start in July. So we not only are dealing with trying to end everything, all of our POs, and make sure everything's taken care of, but then starting back up in the middle of the summer with new POs. So that creates challenges there amongst, so we try to purchase things sometimes to get us over that hump. Because if we don't plan that right, that puts us behind if you're not prepared for that. If you come into that and, your PO is ended and you don't have any money for a said vendor that you need supplies from, and then, there you are in July and waiting till the 20th or so before you can get a PO. School's starting, in August, so you lose a couple weeks of productivity.
So if you were a brand new facility manager and just in your department, the area that you're talking about, what would be some of the advice that you could give somebody, in his first year or her first year, saying, okay, you're getting ready to go into the last, what you just explained, the last month of the fiscal year, which is the challenge you just mentioned, but
yes.
You've got all these vendors and you also have your people that you got to work with.
Correct.
That sounds like a lot of balls to juggle there, Mike.
It definitely is. And it sometimes becomes, because you're trying not only on one side, making sure you got enough money to cover the tail end of the year to cover everything that you want to do or need to do. In certain cases, some of it's want, some of it's need, depending on how it goes. But then also, like you're saying, make sure that we start the next year off right with having this stuff in place. Because if we don't, then we end up, like I said, behind the eight ball. And then I'm sure you talk about challenges everybody's having right now. I feel right now with the COVID and how things are affecting the industry from top to bottom with our supply chains are just are crazy. There's things that we would normally order and have, now they're back ordered. And so it's not, you can't just say, I've talked to a lot of different guys in different areas, and it's not just one thing. I'll say this. I also skipped ahead a little bit earlier, but I also handle the radios for the district. So we've been trying to have radios, and we use Motorola for some. Their items are back ordered. You can't get a battery, a factory battery for certain things. So, there's just certain little things that, that you can't find and nobody's got. And not only us as the party trying to purchase the items, the person at the end, but, the guy in the middle, the salespeople are stuck, trying to provide something for their customers, but can't do it because they can't get it from their, up the string as well, so we're not only.
Is this going to be your biggest challenge in the month of June then?
That's one of them, but we have been having issues with air conditioning. We just recently, and in fact, it was nearly a year behind because of production on some of the equipment. So we are really items, the large items, catastrophic items that we have identified as something that we want to change out. One in particular, we have a chiller that we know has been giving us a lot of trouble. So, we've had to reach out to our people and say, hey, we need to get this coming, because not only do we not know how long this thing is going to last, we've been fixing it, but, now we need to do something. But if we don't do something, shortly, it could be another 6 to 8 months behind when we say, hey, we want this. No longer do the companies have things sitting there for you. There's always a lead time on the larger stuff.
So I imagine I'm imagining that there's a number of your people that as they go through the summer are looking at these things, because if you're explaining this right, you've got the budgeting thing that you got to deal with for the next year coming up. You've also got the lead time on it. So you're going to probably be finding things this summer that you're going to have to budget and schedule for hopefully this time next year.
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. And we'll push things as needed, and unfortunately sometimes make repairs to things that are beyond their means. And it has to happen in some cases. When something's beyond its life expectancy, we try to be proactive, and we do keep our maintenance up. We got crews that are out every day doing PMs, and changing filters and washing coils and greasing bearings and stuff like that. And then we do the service and repair as well, throughout the district with different things. But yes, no, definitely keeping track of what's coming down the line. And I keep leaning to the air conditioner. That's one of the biggest things. But we have some units that are just a different voltage, that are not a typical 208, 230 voltage, but they're 460, 3-phase units. And those I've had them on order for 3 months now and still haven't seen them. So, it's things that are just, we're waiting for. Not only that, and the manufacturers are in there changing of times, and when they're retooling, they tell you or whatnot, giving you, I don't know if it's excuses, but it's everybody. There's a shortage of things, it seems like. So
what's going to be what would be the biggest tip that you could give somebody getting ready to go into the month of June I'm thinking school, but I'm thinking any facilities doing the same things. Doesn't matter what building it is.
Yeah, no, it would. I think where the schools where we have the difference is we go into this little bit of a lax over the summer break, and I say lax, but we just don't have students. But like I said, we are busy in the backside handling, all the projects and stuff that we couldn't get done while they're kids around and children around and people, to where if we can do, and it's not only on my side, but if we have to build a wall or something like that, these are items that, sometimes disrupt the classrooms or the environment where we wait to go and do that.
So what's been the biggest reward in your department over the 19 years, Mike?
Oh boy, that one there's a tough question to answer. I don't know. I've been here, like I said, the 19, and to see the district grow, how it's grown, has been pretty neat. I've seen the district more than physically double. I started here. We had, I'm going to say 4 schools. We're over 9 now, but as far as the schools go, we've actually made some of our sites haven't really, I guess, how should I say this? Some of our sites are the same, but have doubled in size. So we have some sites that we've just added to almost an entire another school, even though it's still called the same site, but physically, square footage wise, we're well over 2 times the, when I'd started, so it's kind of neat to see things grow. And I don't know, it's just, over your time, you just see things happening, and just seeing some projects get done when it finally gets finished, and you had a hand in it, and it's nice to be able to see everything working the way it's supposed to, and everybody happy.
Well, Mike, it's been wonderful talking with you. I learned some things this afternoon that I didn't know about. I'm sure that now that you've got your first one under your belt, and when we come back to you the next time, you go, well, 15 minutes ain't going to cover it. I got a whole lot to talk about. No,
it flies by. That's for sure.
So, Mike, you're at Flagler Schools. Is there a way that they can get hold of you to maybe say, hey, what other kind of tips do you have?
Yeah, if I have a district email, which should be Metz M at flaglerschools.com. That's METZM at flaglerschools.com. If anybody, had any questions that I could answer, I'd be glad to try to reply back and, see if we can help out.
So I'm going to throw 2 ones at you that you're not going to see coming here, because I ask this of every guest, right? First question is, where were you born?
I was born in Daytona Beach, Florida. So born and raised in Florida, pretty much. I've veered, I guess I'm about 25 miles north of where where I was born at. So in Palm Coast areas we're in Flagler County. So which is just if for logistics wise, we're 25 north of Daytona and about 25 south of St. Augustine. So right in the middle of both of them. So
you're what they would call a local boy then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we're now, well, we're almost in our 6th month. So what is on your personal bucket list for the rest of this year? Not business wise, but you personally. And I don't mean bucket list like you're getting ready to go to kick the bucket. I mean, just something that you would want to accomplish personally.
I guess I don't know. Get some more camping in. I miss I used to do quite a bit of camping, and I enjoy that during the summer. And so I'd say that's one of the things I'd like to get knocked out some more of this summer. I got a little camper and finish it up and make sure everything's, kind of I got a conversion camper, if you want to call it. So work on that and make it go and get it to where it's useful, how I want it to be, how my vision is for it, I guess.
Where are you going to take it to, Mike?
We like going to the springs. We're lucky. I don't know if everybody, all over the nation, but in this area, we are blessed to have springs all around us. I've probably got the choice of 8 to 10 springs from Alexander to De Leon to just springs everywhere, high springs and stuff all over the state that has things. I guess that's another good thing. I'm sure everybody's state's got it, but our state parks are pretty nice. And we have plenty of them around to choose from.
Mike, thanks a lot for your time. And do you mind if we come back to you and tap you again sometime this summer?
No, yes, sir. No, just give me a shout and set it up, and we can speak again.